Elder Flower argues with Jae-hee about giving all fruits to Daisy. However, she gives a logical reason to Elder that they both have grown up well. Nevertheless, Elder says that he can be even stronger if she gives him fruit, and stops Jae-hee from giving the fruit to Daisy. Daisy is an attack-type dryad, and in order to be able to attack, she has to grow to do some damage. Furthermore, if the attacker is unable to attack, then others will suffer. Still, Elder is against Daisy, but she is also not stepping back, which makes Jae-hee feel proud of Daisy. Jae-hee becomes angry at Elder for misbehaving with Daisy, and she tells him that he should be thankful to Daisy because she is the one who chose the fruit from which Elder bloomed. Jae-hee gave her the logical reason that if Daisy didn't choose that fruit, he would never be able to get such a rich master and might not be able to spend as many diamonds as he wants. Elder becomes silent because Jae-hee knows that she can easily console him with diamonds. Jae-hee asks if she is really an attacker because she is so small and thin, and Daisy shows her weapon to Jae-hee. Velvet Mesquite tells Jae-hee not to judge a dryad by its appearance because even the roots of a small seedling can break rocks. Daisy was like a normal human when she had no master, but now she has Jae-hee as her master, and now she is a true dryad. Weeds grow from the upper surface of the roads, but Daisy will cut through people. Velvet Mesquite shows her concern that it's unlucky for him because the earthquake his roots caused is used to deal with large numbers of enemies, and Daisy's roots are weak, so she can't withstand it because Mesquite will not be able to use earthquakes anymore until Daisy becomes strong. The earthquake is that powerful, which can turn the ground upside down. Even then, Elder can withstand because of his strong, long roots, while Daisy won't be able to withstand because of her weak roots. It's a clear difference between a tree and a plant. It's because Daisy is in her seedling state, and once she grows up, she will be able to protect her master. Mesquite tells Daisy to take root and asks Jae-hee to lift Daisy up. For a while, Jae-hee looks at the past and finds that she had lifted Daisy up before. But when Jae-hee tries to lift Daisy up, her back starts hurting, and she sits on the ground. It happened not because Jae-hee is weak, but rather because Daisy roots are stronger than before. Mesquite lifts Daisy up easily, and she tells Daisy to grow her roots as strong as possible, at least since Mesquite can't lift her up. Mesquite tells her that in advance because he will lift her up often to test her up, and by doing so, her roots will become stronger if she stimulates them constantly, and as a result, she will be able to withstand Mesquite's earthquake. This is how the Elder is raised by Mesquite. Although Elder's mother's plant roots are inherently strong, he is able to withstand his earthquake because he trained him well. Jae-hee imagines the moment and starts laughing, which makes Elder a bit angry, and he is told to stop laughing and tell Mesquite that they are the strongest amongst all the dryads. Daisy shows her will to become strong and to come to her original size as quickly as she can, and she eats the fruit, and Jae-hee gives her more. As Daisy finishes eating fruits, her gloves change, and Jae-hee understands that Daisy got leveled up. Jae-hee is thinking about buying nutrient-rich fruits, which she has to buy from other druids separately. Meanwhile, the guide lady tells Jae-hee that her guess is right and suggests she go to the market, where all druids often gather. The guide lady gives Jae-hee a map of the market and shopping district. Jae-hee gives diamonds to her as a tip, and she shows more support. Jae-hee reached the market, and there were 2 people seeing her dryads who praised and showed a nutrient fruit that was needed to grow them well. As Jae-hee looked at the nutrient fruit, she told them that she would buy it for 300 diamonds and 700 diamonds each. She makes an offer to the druids that she will buy fruits for 400 diamonds if one has more than 3 fruits. Hearing Jae-hee, druids want to sell their nutrient-rich fruit. Many druids gather close to her, and she says to buy all of them. Jae-hee says to do this one by one, but Jae-hee is thinking about how she can count the diamonds because she can't just pour diamonds and count because the numbers are big. Jae-hee is thinking about how she can take out diamonds in sets of 100. In the meantime, a druid shows the fruit and asks for 300 diamonds. The gnomes take out a cart that shows 300 diamonds. The druid received the 300 diamonds and thanked Jae-hee for the cool deal. Additionally, the gnomes just filled the cart so fast, and all is going smoothly. Most of the fruits Jae-hee took for Daisy, and a few for Elder and Mesquite. It's the first time for Mesquite to eat so many fruits at a time. Daisy told Jae-hee that she is full now, while Jae-hee was thinking that Daisy had to eat so much before to fill her stomach. However, Mesquite explained to Jae-hee that Daisy being full means her growth has reached its limit. Mesquite said to Jae-hee that it would be great if Daisy could eat more, but Jae-hee's soul limit is still too low for Daisy to grow that quickly. These words hit hard on Jae-hee, and she wants to level up, so she remembers that through hunting experience, her level can increase. However, Mesquite told Jae-hee that they should prepare first. An adventure is a long journey, so Mesquite suggests buying food, potions, and equipment that Jae-hee can use. The dryads are connected to Jae-hee's souls. If Jae-hee becomes strong, her dryads will also be affected. It means if Jae-hee's stats increase, then dryad stats will increase too. Jae-hee also wants to buy her clothes because her coat is dirty and shows her newbie appearance. They reach the shopping district, and thanks to Daisy, who knows the places, they don't need a map anymore. The sun is up, and there are many people in the shopping district. Elder is so excited to start shopping, but Jae-hee tells him to take a round first. Jae-hee hears the words, the month's limited accessories, a speciality, a luck draw, which attract Jae-hee so much, and uncontrollably, she went to the shopkeeper and just asked to name the price. However, unluckily it was a lucky draw prize, so she just couldn't buy it. Instead, she has to buy at the shops that are decorated with golden ribbons in order to get tickets, and the one who has the most tickets will get the ruby ring in the lucky draw. Jae-hee sees the interest of Elder in the ruby ring, and it hits her with questions because Jae-hee thinks Elder likes all types of jewelry, but he likes ruby because it's a birthstone, and it has more value than a normal gemstone. A birthstone has the power of the sun, or, to be more precise, it has the time of the sun. Ruby is the birthstone of July, and dryads receive combat bonuses on the basis of date. Daisy and Mesquites get bonuses in April, and the date of the combat bonus is the date of the first blooming of Dryad's mother plant. It can be said that this is the perfect time for them to get a bonus. Elder receives battle bonuses from June to July. That's why he is more interested in July's ruby. If Elder has the ruby ring and it's July, then he will receive more bonuses. Since Elder is a special grade, it allows birthstone magic to reach its full potential. Jae-hee wants to buy more things to get more tickets because if she has more tickets, the probability of winning will increase. Jae-hee is wondering what kind of equipment she should buy. She is thinking of buying armor like Mesquite, but Mesquite suggests that she should not buy any heavy equipment that her body can't resist. The helmet of that armor can even break Jae-hee's neck if she is not careful. They reach the shop, and Jae-hee asks the shopkeeper if he had something for a newbie. The shopkeeper calls her inside and shows her the beginner set, but she doesn't like it. Mesquite said that it would fit perfectly on her, and Jae-hee has no other option other than wearing it, so she bought it and took a rope with it, which cost only 150 diamonds in total. Jae-hee took the beginner's rope too, but she didn't want to show that on her head, so she used it as a hair tie. Jae-hee has equipment and seems ready to go on her first adventure. They come outside, and Jae-hee sees that she has only 6 tickets, and they need more in order to win. Elder gives visual cues towards the artifact shop, and Jae-hee gets that there they can get decorative items that Elder can use to decorate terrarium. They step into the artifact workshop, and it's a huge workshop, but there are very few people inside because artifacts might be expensive or people don't need them at the time of adventure. Jae-hee sees the box as a shopping cart, and puts diamonds in 3 carts, and gives them to her dryads so that they can buy whatever they want. Mesquite wants to come with Jae-hee, but she tells him to go with Elder so that she can do her business. After getting infinite diamonds, the thing that has fascinated Jae-hee the most is gacha. Jae-hee speculates on the items and the likelihood of obtaining them from the random box, which is nearly 0.1%. Furthermore, Jae-hee can even win a house from the random box, which will suit Daisy and Mesquite, while the other one is so cool that Elder will become crazy seeing it. It has a rainbow fountain too. Jae-hee shows her eagerness to get all the items, and she wants to buy all of the random boxes, but she can't because there is a limit set for every druid by the workshop taking care of people's mental health. Despite this, Jae-hee ends up buying 200 random boxes, but she is still upset because, despite having that many diamonds, she still can't buy the number of random boxes she wants. Afterwards, Jae-hee starts opening the random boxes, and when she opens the first, she gets a wooden fence, which has a probability of 80%. A man approaches Jae-hee and asks her if she is throwing the wooden fence and if he can have it, but she puts a condition that in exchange he has to give his lucky ticket. They made a deal by exchanging. By doing this, Jae-hee can even earn more lucky tickets. Jae-hee opens random boxes repeatedly, but she is unlucky, she got only fences in the box. Even people start calling Jae-hee a shareholder of fences. Meanwhile, Elder and Daisy came there, and Daisy asked whereabouts. Jae-hee asked Elder to give her a buff through which she could get the house and the fountain from the random box, but Elder showed dull expressions. Jae-hee explained that she was doing it for him because he wanted a fountain and a statue. However, Elder can't use his buff because it has not been so long since he used it on Mesquite. Jae-hee asked Daisy if she liked to open the box, and she opened one and got a Vine supporter, but Jae-hee is happy because it is the first time she is getting something other than the fence. Daisy knows it is not the item that Jae-hee wants. Seeing Daisy, Elder also opened a box and got a purple mushroom. When these purple mushrooms are placed in a terrarium, they boost the vitality of regular field dryads. Jae-hee is expecting something good from Elder being a good luck charm. Daisy also wants to open another, and this time she got items with a single-digit probability. Daisy angrily opened the box, and she got the rainbow fountain, which is the item Jae-hee is looking for, and being superbly happy lifted Daisy up. Jae-hee puts the rainbow fountain in the middle of the field. It seems super cool, and she enjoyed decorating the artifact. Jae-hee heard the announcement that the lucky draw will start soon, and all are said to gather at the center of the shopping district. Jae-hee started buying the ticket at the last minute and went to the lucky draw, where there was a large crowd. Jae-hee asked Mesquite if she was uncomfortable in the armor. She could go into the artifact while he was not that uncomfortable, but seeing Jae-hee's concern, she turned his armor into normal clothes in a flick. Now, the lucky draw begins, and in the first place there are potions for 50 people. In the fourth place, a journey emergency ration for 30 people, and in the third place, a Dryad special nutrient for 5 people. Jae-hee got almost all the things, and now the turn is for the first place, and it's a limited thing that can be found in the 26th terrarium, a ruby ring. Jae-hee is praying to win, and the lucky number is announced as 226. But Jae-hee is missing only 226, even though she has 225 and 227. Jae-hee is thinking of making a trade with the one who has the number 226. But Daisy came and showed Jae-hee that she has the lucky number 226 and that she got the ruby ring. Jae-hee becomes superbly happy and shows her positive attitude toward Daisy. Elder eyes just got stuck on the ruby ring box. Daisy got the ring while it's effective for Elder, and Jae-hee is confused about what to do in this case. Jae-hee got another box with the ruby ring, which is a special grade for the collection of wisdom ruby accessories. Within the box, she also got a special reward. Moreover, if she collects 2 more accessories, then she will be able to get the wisdom ruby tiara, which is better than the 3 accessories, and no one is able to get it yet. Jae-hee asks curiously if she can get rest accessories with the lucky draw, but the answer is that only the ring can be earned through the lucky draw, and the whereabouts of the rest are still unknown. Jae-hee is happy to get the ring, and the wisdom of ruby tiara will be the endgame, according to Jae-hee. Jae-hee is walking on a diamond path, but there will also be an end to this path, from which she is unknown, and the ring is the first step to it. The ring is dazzling, and when she touches it, it feels warm. Jae-hee wears it to Daisy, but it is a bit big for Daisy, and a love for the ring can be seen in the Elder's eyes. Daisy tells Jae-hee that she doesn't need the ring, even though the combat bonus is 3 months apart from her. Jae-hee also thinks it's useless to wear the ruby ring for style, while it's effective on the Elder. Jae-hee tells Elder that Daisy picked his fruit, and now she has earned a special accessory for him, the ruby ring, and suggests Elder not fight her and treat her nicely. Jae-hee can give the ring to Elder directly, but she wants to re-establish the relationship between Daisy and Elder. That's why Jae-hee wants Elder to know and realize that Daisy is the one who earned him the ring. Daisy asks Elder if he wants the ring, and Mesquite is laughing seeing the situation, and Daisy seems like Jae-hee, who is holding a diamond, making Elder weak because his weakness is diamonds. In the past, somewhere, the self-esteem of Daisy was hurt because Elder and Mesquite's presence was enough to discourage other Dryads, and now a situation arises where Elder has to beg Daisy for the ring, which will hurt his pride more than ever. The situation seems like a movie scene. Jae-hee tells Elder that it's a special grade, and if he fights with Daisy, then she will not give him the ring. Earlier, Daisy was discouraged easily, but now Jae-hee is proud of her because she doesn't discourage that easily now. Elder sat down on his knees and asked Daisy to give him the ring, and she gave him the ring happily, being generous like Jae-hee. Jae-hee says this atmosphere will not last long, they will fight, but she is feeling relieved to see them not fighting. Jae-hee is now thinking about going up a level. Suddenly, she sees an old lady who's shocked her while she is standing for a while, and Mesquite knows, but he doesn't do anything because he lets those be who seem not harmful. The old lady asked Jae-hee if she was ready to go on an adventure and asked for help revealing her position as the manager of the 26th terrarium. The old lady seems like the NPC of a game that gives quests, so Jae-hee asks how she can help her. With a closer look, the old lady tells Jae-hee that her soul has not grown strong yet. On urging the lady, she gave Jae-hee a scroll in which the quest was shown. It is a highly risky task, but the reward is also that much greater. The scroll is a quest window in which the world tree is shown with the numbers of terrariums that are not affected by the fire. The 26th terrarium is saved because it touches the world tree branches, while the 28th terrarium also touches the branch, but was burned by the fire. It's an unusual thing because the terrarium, which touches the branch of the world tree, the fire can't reach it easily because of the effect of the world tree. The 20th terrarium is the closest to the world tree, and these are better protected, but the terrarium further away got affected by the fire. But the question arises, when the flame is not sufficient to burn the 28th terrarium, then how can it be affected by the fire? Mesquite found it strange because the power of the world tree is still strong. That's why the terrarium in the 20s is alert. It's true that we are not always safe. Jae-hee's task is to find the exact cause of the fire or the truth behind the 28th terrarium. The old lady had sent many druids. There is no one yet who comes back. Before Jae-hee took action, the old lady steps back, saying that she took it that Jae-hee accepted the quest, and she tells Jae-hee to discuss the reward once the job is done. Jae-hee asked for the hint because if the reward is diamonds, it will be useless for her. The old lady tells her in a poetic way, the butterflies came, Orchard didn't leave yet, and they can be captured and kept in the collection bottle. The old lady disappeared, and Jae-hee is left with questions. However, Mesquite tells Jae-hee that it's a fine reward, and they can try the quest. The elder also wants butterflies, but is hoping for normal ones, while Daisy hasn't seen any yet and wants to. Jae-hee is grappling with the question, is butterfly equipment, or not an insect? She asks curiously, and Mesquite already knew that Jae-hee wouldn't know about butterflies. Mesquite explains to Jae-hee that, generally, a dryad needs to engage in battles and needs to take nutrients and fruit in order to get stronger. However, there will be a day when the dryad will feel the limit of the two mentioned ways. It feels like an unreachable goal. That's when the butterfly comes into existence. These butterflies can find the dryads very well, even better than the mesquites. If species of dryads and butterflies become honeymates, then butterflies can be a guide in finding the species of those dryads. Let's say if Daisy and butterfly become honeymates, then the butterfly will find another daisy dryad. A butterfly can't absorb the energy of the dryad unless it's from the same dryad. If Jae-hee gets a normal field butterfly, then it will be good for Daisy and Elder. When more than one dryad of the same species gathers, it is called a forest. When one becomes a dominant species, it gains more power. The subdued dryads will also live in Jae-hee's terrarium artifact, and if Jae-hee wants her dryads to get stronger, then she also needs to increase her soul limit. Jae-hee is ready to go on the adventure, whether it's hard or not. The terrariums 26, 27, and 28 are in the V shape, so they don't need to go through 27. They can go directly to 28. Jae-hee bought a topographical map that was too big, which makes it annoying to use. Elder memorizes the map, and Jae-hee doesn't believe it. Before Jae-hee steps up to the adventure, Elder asks Jae-hee to choose the main character, who will be the leader in the fight. Elder wants to become the leader of the team and says that he is her first dryad. If Elder becomes the leader, his healing power will enhance, but it's up to Jae-hee to make him a leader. Mesquite suggests that for rules and orders, it's better for a team to have a leader. In the battle, the leader's order is the same as the level of Jae-hee. If Jae-hee selects Mesquite as the team leader, then safety will increase, and it will be a defense party. If Jae-hee chooses Daisy, then it will be an aggressive attacker party, and if she chooses Elder, then it will be a stable team, but she doesn't want to make him the team leader because he will be a headache for her. Jae-hee selects Daisy as the main character until they are near the village. Then, as they go further, Mesquite will be the leader. They came far from the village, so they might get burned now because the fire is weak near the village. Mesquite is alert because they should not underestimate the fire. Mesquite tells Jae-hee how tough the battle can be, but he also ensures her that her dryads are on her side and will take care of her safety. They were discussing the fire's appearance. Meanwhile, a fire came in the way. It's a little more like lava in leech shape. Elder takes Jae-hee back to ensure safety. Jae-hee is thinking that water will put it out, but the dryads can only put out the fire. A dryad is also prey to fire. Daisy wants to deal with this small fire, but Mesquite asks Jae-hee if she will allow Daisy to handle it. Daisy wants to handle this fire. However, Mesquite warns her that if she is not careful, she will turn to firewood in an instant. He asks her again if she still wants to fight. Daisy shows her spirit and demonstrates that she isn't afraid of pain or death now. Jae-hee feels a bond between Daisy and herself. Moreover, the atmosphere also changes around the team. It might be because of Daisy's spirit that the combat spirit of the team increases. Mesquite uses a shield on Daisy, which can protect her from fire 3 times. However, it will take time to cast again. So, Daisy has 3 chances to attack, avoiding the fire. Elder also gives Daisy a speed buff, through which her speed will be increased. Mesquite advises Daisy to finish the battle in 1 blow because the longer the battle drags, the more disadvantageous it will be. But Daisy's knife is not as sharp as it can end the fight in 1 strike. Therefore, Mesquite suggests cutting the fire into several pieces. The fight begins. Daisy jumps and throws the 2 knives at the fire, the brightness aside. The fire attacks Daisy, but she steps back with speed. The fire attacks again, but the sand wall Mesquite casts protects her. Nevertheless, there are only 2 chances left. Jae-hee is worried and confused about what she should do in this situation. Should she call Daisy back or keep faith in her? Mesquite tells Jae-hee that Daisy is performing better as she can dodge the dangerous attacks easily. Besides, the fight has already begun, so she can't withdraw easily. Jae-hee thinks with a cool mind and understands that calling her back is not the solution. If it's the weak fire, then the more powerful fire will come in the future. If she calls her back, then she will come under the wrong impression that Jae-hee doesn't believe in her. Therefore, she should keep faith in her. Mesquite guides Daisy to not slow down and, at the right moment, strike it out. It is the same logic as when we gently blow the candle flame. It flickers only. But when we blow forcefully at the flame, it extinguishes. The fight is intense, the last sand wall defense is used, and the advantageous chance has gone. Elder told Daisy to run as far as she can from the fire because once the fire catches Daisy, there will be no chance to put it out. The fire is trying to cover Daisy, but it didn't grow big. Mesquite explains that dried is like a firewood in front of the fireplace, and the fire has absorbed Daisy's strength. The fire is gaining strength. That's why a long fight with fire is disadvantageous. Jae-hee wants to call Daisy back, but Mesquite suggests she should not be nervous and should believe in Daisy because, through soul connection, Daisy can feel her anxiety. Elder explains to Jae-hee that Daisy can manage as she understands Mesquite's advice. Jae-hee calms herself, seeing that Elder and Mesquite believe in Daisy. Therefore, she should believe too. Jae-hee believes in Daisy, and as Daisy feels it, she cuts the fire into pieces at the right moment. The fire is cut into 4 pieces while it's not dead, and Mesquite tells Jae-hee to move back, and she attacks the fire. They start approaching them. Mesquite attracts the fires towards him, and Daisy uses vines to hold the knives. Through it, she puts out the fire. Mesquite praises Daisy, and Jae-hee also commends Daisy for battling well. Elder tells Daisy she has to improve more because she is struggling with small fires. Daisy thanks Elder for helping her in the fight. Because of him, she fought with ease. Despite this, Daisy's clothes are burned here and there. Jae-hee is confused about what to do because they can't just go back every time her clothes get burned. Elder suggests using potions because she has plenty of them. However, Jae-hee didn't understand why the potion was required when Elder healed Daisy. The potions Elder is talking about are transparent, and that surprised Jae-hee initially because the potions are of different colors, which explains their purposes. Mesquite explains that humans called it a potion, while it is actually world tree sap. For dryads, the clothes are like the bark of a tree that protects them from the inside, and when the bark is damaged, fluid flows out, repairing the damage. Humans call the sap potions because it contains the magical powers of the world tree. When Daisy just opened the cap of the potion bottle, her clothes got fixed. Afterwards, the fire seems to be aiming for the terrarium. Daisy jumped into the battle without hesitation this time, and she also used her vines to fight the fire. Jae-hee recognizes Daisy as a one-on-one combat specialist, seeing her attacks, but it will not be sufficient to handle more fire monsters at a time. Mesquite says that if they put out one fire, more will come after it. While Mesquite has the immunity to resist fire, when more fires continuously attack, she can be hurt. Mesquite just draws fire attention, and Daisy is putting out the fires. Unfortunately, Elder can't attack fire because his only attack involves using a mother plant, which is not effective on fire, even if it's just putting words into the fire. Interestingly, Daisy's shoes got changed. Jaehee's level has risen, and there are no more fires looking near. Elder tells Jaehee they still have to go far, but Mesquite says not to go further because it can be dangerous, and they need to stay here. They see a fire, but it's not coming close to them, and Mesquite says that the fire out of the world tree effect is so clever they even lure people. Therefore, Jaehee throws a diamond to lure the fire towards them. As a result, the fire is lured to the diamond, and after devouring it, it gets bigger. Mesquite's expressions make Jaehee remember the assistant's expressions, which were the same as Mesquite's when she was in school and got the worst result. Mesquite explains that the diamonds are not regular gemstones. When the sap of the world tree is released through transpiration into the air, it meets the soul of the druids and crystallizes into diamonds, which then get collected into wallets. While it is different for every druid, it takes a month to get a diamond. Jaehee's wallet is something like a bug, but the diamonds are actually something that can be earned through hardships. The world tree is becoming weaker day by day because of excessive transpiration caused by fires. The orchid receives the diamonds and gives its power back to the world tree. In return, the world tree protects the terrarium. The diamond contains the power of the world tree, that's why the fire is attracted to it. This fire is a bit bigger than usual, and Daisy puts it out. Jaehee feels more experienced, and she gets the idea that she can earn more experience staying around the village. Jaehee uses the diamond to lure fire and let them grow big, and they put out those that give them more experience. As the sun goes down, Jaehee is tired, and they set up camp in a safe place. Jaehee receives a message in which it is written that because Jaehee cleared the fire population by more than 85% around the 26th terrarium, she became a 5th-rank gardener and would get benefits for taking care of the trouble. Jaehee sees another new icon, and the gnomes ask her about a plant that just delivered in Infinitia. While she doesn't know, she just says to take care of it. Jaehee shares this achievement with her dryads, and Mesquite is happy for Jaehee. While she was worried about the last night when Mesquite killed a player, the terrarium overlooked it because safety from the fire is more important for the terrarium. Jaehee is enjoying being a 5th-rank gardener. It's night, and Jaehee takes out her sleeping bag. Mesquite is on night watch to ensure Jaehee's safety. Jaehee is worried about Mesquite sleeping, but Mesquite explains that the dryads neither eat food nor sleep. Jaehee wants to spend more good moments with her dryads, and Mesquite also feels lucky that she meets Jaehee. Jaehee woke up because of the heightened senses of Mesquite. However, there were other druids who came after the fire, but they left the place because most of the fires had been cleared by Jaehee's team. Jaehee saw the world tree flashing white, and it gave her a cold fruit. However, Jaehee feels the slap, but she opens her eyes and realizes it was a dream. For breakfast, Jaehee has a cookie that tastes so bad that she wants to eat something tasty. Moreover, Jaehee changes the team leader to Mesquite, as she told them before. Since they are going further from the area of the world tree blessing, the probability of encountering more fire monsters is higher. Therefore, the safety of the team is necessary. As Jaehee makes Mesquite the team leader, there is a protective shield covering the team. It has been a while. Although they are walking, they didn't encounter any fire monsters because the druids they saw last night had gone this way. Finally, they reach the dandelion habitat, and the scenery makes the environment joyful. In this habitat, if they are lucky, they will be able to see the natural-born dryad, but it's very rare that a dryad is born naturally. Perhaps they might be able to see a dandelion dryad. These dandelion dryads are scouting them through flowers to check whether they are guests or the ones who came to ruin the flowers. Jaehee is a bit worried when she hears flowers for scouting, but Elder explains the dandelions are normal rank dryads. While ranks matter, Jaehee's mindset changed when she met Daisy. She is her precious dryad. Jaehee never wanted to define dryads' limits. While Jaehee is thinking deeply, she doesn't even know if it's really a game or not. Mesquite shows Jaehee a forest of dandelions and dryads. It seems like a scene from a fairy tale. Notably, there is not only a community, even there is a Lord of Dandelions Dryads, and she welcomes Jaehee. The Lord of the Dandelions Dryads felt that someone was stepping into their habitat. That's why she was on alert. However, if she knew that it was Jaehee, then she would not send those petals to scout them. She behaved so politely toward Jaehee and asked for forgiveness. Mesquite praises the Lord, and she too. She asked the reason for stopping in their habitat and requested permission to talk to Jaehee. Jaehee said yes, and the Lord showed the way to their habitat. The dandelions became comfortable too, and they ask Daisy questions because it's their first time seeing other dryads. Jae-hee is feeling a bit concerned walking on the dandelions, but the Lord said it's fine. They arrived at the center of the dandelion's habitat, which is huge. In the past, the area was filled with dandelions, but because of frequent fire attacks, the size of their habitat has reduced. Moreover, because of fire, the population of dandelions is also decreasing. The Lord is not specialized in combat, so all she can do is hide their habitat. However, even now, that power of hers is also weakened, and the area she can cover is also shrinking. This signifies that the day when she will complete all her responsibilities assigned by the World Tree is approaching. If no new dryads are born here and the remaining dryads are sent to the World Trees, the day for her to return to the warmth of the World Tree will also come. The problem is that her strength will not last before all the dryads return. Jae-hee makes assumptions about the reason for calling her to talk, but all her assumptions went wrong. Actually, the Lord called her because she wanted her to put out the fire in their habitat. The flowers will tell her the location of the fire, and she asks Jae-hee if she can help her. Jae-hee, without hesitating, accepts to help, understanding it's a sub-quest for which she will get the reward too. The Lord stops Daisy and asks for privacy, but Jae-hee is concerned, so she stays with Daisy, and the Lord has no problem, even if it's better if she stays. That concludes part 3 of this recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. What will happen next? If you would like to see a part 4 of this manhwa, let us know in the comments section below. Till next time.